The purpose of this short 360 video is to enhance your learning outcomes on the day of the practical cell burns. Having watched this video, you will have a greater insight and understanding of those fire behaviour indicators that we have learnt and discussed in our theory sessions. You will observe firsthand how a fire grows and interacts with many variables. On the day of the fire behaviour cell burn, you will sight those fire behaviour indicators, experience a developing fire, experience heat, perform gas cooling and prove validity of gas cooling techniques, and you will operate the TIC in hot conditions. While our safety officer is lighting the fire, let's detail our fire environment. Our fire behaviour cell is adapted from a 12-metre shipping container, which we use to demonstrate how a fire develops and behaves under different conditions. It is designed to simulate as realistically as possible the transportation of fire gases within a compartment. The fuel load consists of various sized particle boards with an energy value of 2.5 megawatts. Let's get yourself orientated and have a look around the cell. Turn around slowly to face the back of the cell. You can see that we have one door fully open to supply our developing fire with the oxygen it needs to grow and develop. Continue to look around your fire environment for a few moments. If we turn our focus now to the front, we can see we have vertical fire spread from the fire base to the top of the boards. This vertical fire spread will develop into a horizontal and lateral fire spread as the fire progresses. If we look at our boards on the right side, we can see we have pyrolysis gases issuing from the bottom. Notice the light colour of these fire gases. The fire is fuel controlled at this early stage of development with a good supply of oxygen. As a ventilated fuel control fire develops, it will transition to a ventilation control fire and the smoke will darken. We can see our diffused flame is a bright yellow flame indicating a good oxygen supply. An orange or red flame indicates a ventilation controlled fire which has limited oxygen supply. The neutral plane is just starting to develop. It's not very dense at this stage. If we turn around to the side and rear, we get a different view of the neutral plane. If you turn to your right, you can see different smoke layers forming with different density levels. The formation of different smoke layer heights are due to the difference in temperature and water vapor levels. If you turn around to the rear of the cell, you can see the door is now 1/3 open, which is now limiting the oxygen, slowing down fire growth. While we wait for the fire to develop further, let's review our understanding of our neutral plane, including over and under pressure layers. As gases from a compartment are heated and when confined, they increase in pressure. Higher pressure in this layer causes smoke to push down and out any openings. This layer we call the overpressure. The pressure of the cooler gas is lower, resulting in the inward movement of air from outside the compartment. We call this layer the underpressure. At the point where these two layers meet, the pressure is neutral. The interface of hot fire gases, the overpressure, and the cooler air gases, or under pressure, is commonly referred to as the neutral plane. We now have horizontal flame spread, and flames are now propagating past the front of the boards. If you turn around to the rear of the cell, you can see that the door is fully open. The extension of flame past the front of the boards is increasing. The flame is now extending into the smoke in the overpressure region. If we limit the oxygen supply to a compartment fire, we will limit the fire growth. If we increase oxygen, we'll increase the fire growth. Remembering, if we control the oxygen, we control the fire. If we look down at the pavers in front of us, we can see the air track is very noticeable. The movement of air into the fire has increased with the fire's growth. During the cell burn, you will operate the tick. We are going to watch a video clip to show you some of the information you can gather from the fire environment and fire suppression activities. Looking at the ceiling of the cell, we can see convection or thermal currents travelling from the front to the rear. When entering a compartment fire, when heavily smoke logged or low visibility conditions, the location of the fire is difficult to determine. Sighting of thermal currents can lead us to the fire. We can also see if the fire suppression activities are effective. In this case, we can see the application of water from a short pulse and determine if the cone angle is correct. Is the amount of water correct? Is the water being directed to the right area? Is it being effective in reducing the temperature? The fire is moving towards fully developed, and the heat is increasing. Remembering that 2/3 of the heat produced from a compartment fire is above your head. So this is why we stay low. A firefighter who's low will travel longer and safer and impact the fire earlier. We have now moved forward 1 minute to a stage where we now have extreme heat and fire growth. An instructor now enters the cell and reduces fire growth and heat by a direct attack, being penciling and painting techniques. Watch the remaining minute or so of the video, taking note of water application and the ignition of the fire gases away from the boards.